Hey everybody, Dirili here. Thank you so much for joining me for another episode of Code Realize Guardian of Rebirth. We are on part 2 of Lupin's Route, and still going through some of the old stuff. And there are new things on the old route. Like, we get to train with Lupin all these days, where he wasn't an option before, but now that he's unlocked, he is now an option. So, this is the night before the train heist, and we're gonna go check on Lupin. You can just sit back, relax, and let me read you a story. I'm going to see if I can help Lupin. I go out into the hall to find his room. He's probably making a final check of the plan for tonight. I don't know what I can do to help even if I offer, but there might be something I can do. If it starts to look like I'm getting in the way, I'll leave right away. I tell myself that as I approach his room. I arrive at his door and knock. Lupin, it's Cardia.
Come in, it's unlocked.
Thank you. I enter the room and find Lupin taking notes with a map and pocket watch at his desk. Are you going over the plan?
Yes, we need to cut off the train car and switch rail lines at the same time. I'm going over the overall process.
You're very bold, but I guess you're very detail-oriented in your plans.
I'm able to be bold thanks to all the precautions I take. Alright, I think this is good. Oh, what did you want?
I was wondering if I could help at all.
Oh, that's nice of you, but I literally just finished.
Am I getting in your way?
Not at all. Why don't you come sit next to me for a bit?
Lupin pours us 2 cups of tea from a pot on his desk. It's almost like you knew I was coming.
Really? A thief needs to have good intuition for this sort of thing. Here, have some tea.
He hands me a cup of tea and takes a sip from his own. I take a sip as well. The warm tea is soothing for my nerves.
Are you nervous?
No, not at all. I answer quickly so I sound confident and reliable.
You don't have to put up an act. It's normal to be nervous, so you don't have to hide it.
I'm not hiding, but...
You're just afraid of messing up, right? I get it. I was really nervous about my first heist. I was like, what if I mess up?
You, nervous? I can't even imagine it. You're always saying that there is a 0% chance of failure.
Are you trying to emulate me? Everybody has a first time for everything.
You've taught me many things. Did you ever have a thief teacher too?
Yes, something like that.
Was that person like what you are to me? I think about what I said, and it's a bit embarrassing for some reason. I sneak a look at him, trying to figure out how he feels about me. But Lupin looks like normal, and it doesn't seem like he's read too much into my words. I'm a little relieved, but also slightly disappointed.
I don't know. I can't tell what's going on inside your head.
Lupin laughs. For a while after that, Lupin and I reviewed what he taught me. The various escape techniques and methods of assessing situations.
Does that ease your mind a little?
Yes.
Alright, I have one more thing I can tell you that will help calm you down. Mistakes and such are bound to happen. And that's why my plans account for anything possibly going wrong. So, you can worry all you want, but I've seen through every contingency. Well, does that make you feel any better?
Yes, it's quite a relief. Lupin smiles, and in this moment, I feel like everything's going to turn out all right. And here we have to leave the station, because we want to stick with Lupin. You know what, let's go ahead and speak with Impy here, and then we'll come back and speak with Lupin afterwards. I wonder what Impy is doing. I find him tinkering with the ornithopter, which is a key factor to this mission. Small explosions keep going off, and smoke rises from different parts of the machine. Lupin said he was going to fly to the train in that, but Will it fly at all now? Impy, is everything all right?
Hey, Cardia, everything's fine. Isn't it a saying that success is built around countless failures? Don't worry about it. I can just picture it. The very moment you fall in love with me as we cruise through the sky.
That doesn't sound like a real thing. I laugh a little as I say this. Impy, what's the matter?
Huh? Oh, I was just thinking about how nice you look when you smile. That's all.
I look down, not knowing how to react. Impy keeps saying things like that to me, encouraging me to smile. And then I don't know how to respond, and I feel even more embarrassed. Okay, now I'll go back and talk to Lupin. Hey, Lupin! Where is Lupin? I set off to look for him. Oh, he's changing. I see. So this is his gentlemanly attire he was talking about.
Yeah, the same thing you wore when you first saw him.
A gentleman thief must always have style. I don't really understand why, but it's important to Lupin. He has the blueprint of the train spread out before him, and seems to be thinking. The moonlight shines off his serious expression. I wonder if he'd been this focused when planning my kidnapping when we first met. The thought makes me happy, but at the same time I feel like I shouldn't disturb him now. These painstaking preparations are probably how Lupin's able to come up with his plans.
Oh, Cardia. What's up? Did you need something?
He notices me just as I'm about to leave. No, I came over to check on you, but I'll go over there since I don't want to disturb you.
You're not disturbing me.
Are you sure? That's good. Lupin responds with an affirmative noise, then turns his back to the blueprint. Hey, Lupin. Thank you. I mumble this to him before I can stop myself. The words came very naturally to me. Even I am surprised.
Did you say something?
No, it was nothing. A cool breeze blows between us and rises into the sky. The gray clouds are drifting slowly, almost alarmingly in their contrast to what's about to happen. It will work, it has to. I softly pray to the dark sky above.
I hope we find out something about your poison and your father.
Perhaps he has finished his final review. Lupin sits next to me and looks up at the sky as I do. Yes, I really hope so. For a while, no more words are exchanged between us. But still, it is a comforting time. Suddenly, Lupin frowns.
Damn.
What is it, Lupin?
Cardia, can you please call the others over here? Right now, please.
All right. I'm not sure what happened, but Lupin's usual look of confidence has disappeared. Something big must have happened. Of course, here, as usual, we're supposed to persuade him, but since this is my last playthrough, and we haven't tried capturing him yet, let's try it and see what it says. If we don't say anything, he's going to get away. Surely only bad things can come of that. Now is the time for action. Huh. You carry yourself well for a human, but... He jumps back, easily avoiding my attack. Then, as he lands, he bounds forward, leg extended in a vicious flying kick. His small body rushes at me like a bullet. However, Impy thrusts out his arm, blocking the boy's attack at me.
Ow! I can't feel my arm anymore.
What? The boy steps back in shock. Impy.
I'm fine. That was nothing. After all, I am the world's greatest genius of engineering. And what does that have to do with blocking a vampire's kick?
He's obviously in pain, and being a genius has absolutely nothing to do with it. But thank you for protecting me, Impy.
You're very welcome. Listen, kid, no matter what the reason, no man should ever try to kick a lady.
You weren't dismembered by my attack? Could you be...
Oh, so that was our first hint back then, if we'd ever done that route.
Alright, so now let's go back and do the proper thing. And once again, I must not comfort my love. For some reason, I totally don't remember ever having this option before. But anyway, we're supposed to stay at the hotel this time. I'm going to stay here. There's no way the three of you can hold off 200 of them.
You'll only get in the way with your hasty training. Go along with Victor.
But...
Your determination is much appreciated, but you don't need to worry about us. You protect Victor and Impy.
I hesitate for a moment, then nod. I don't want to waste any time arguing. Got it.
All right, let's get going then. Cardia, you'll look after little old us, won't you?
Leave it to me. More skipping. Sorry, Impy, I have to continue being mildly rude to everyone but Lupin. Here we have to assist with repairs. Oh, how it pains me to be rude to my precious Saint Germain. I'll go with you, Lupin.
Me? Sure, let's go for it. A cure for your poison, Isaac's location, plans for a large-scale terrorist attack. There are so many things we want to find out about. It would be fantastic if all the clues conveniently appeared at our feet.
We leave the others behind and enter one of the rooms along the main hallway. The room is filled with books, documents, and piles of papers, all stacked up and crammed anywhere they can fit. There's so much here. Did my father leave all this behind?
Oh, I'm sure there were other researchers here, so I'm sure he didn't leave all of it here by himself. If every room has this much information, it's going to take a while to get through everything. Let's not waste any time complaining. We can start looking through things one at a time.
For a while after that, we look through the mountains of documents, sheet by sheet. We're absent-mindedly going through the motions when I catch sight of Lupin's face and a question tumbles out of my mouth. Hey Lupin, may I ask you something? Why do you do so much for me? Impy said that you were a hero, and I've come to believe that, but stopping the terrorist attack and saving me, I can't begin to understand what motivates you. Because of that, even though your kindness towards me makes me very happy, at the same time it troubles me.
I see. So, you don't understand why I would risk my life in a fight for the sake of someone besides myself.
Yes. What's more, you were a thief in France, weren't you? How did you learn about a terrorist plan in Britain being carried out by a secret organization like Twilight, no less? I've always wondered about this. Why does he help me? How does he know about a secretly organized plan to attack Britain?
Oh, I suppose I've never really explained it properly.
He deftly skims through the document in his hands, then narrows his eyes as if remembering something.
Helping you and stopping the terrorists were both triggered by the same thing.
Triggered. Lupin nods.
There's someone who sort of saved me and... Hey, you two, it's about time we got back together.
Suddenly, we hear Impy calling for us from afar. It seems we'd spent more time here than we'd realized. Lupin finishes looking over the documents he's holding, then shrugs and tosses them back into a nearby pile.
They're calling for us. Shall we take a break?
I nod in response, and we leave the room behind. After a little while... By the time we've returned to the hallway, the others are already there.
Now then, why don't we present what we have found? That sounds good. I'll start then. Hold up.
Lupin looks up at the ceiling.
Damn, I was right about having a bad feeling. A narrow underground passageway. It's good that they're only coming from one direction, but it's still bothersome.
Van Helsing's guns are suddenly in his hands.
Huh? What? What are you talking about? Behind us. They're pretty far back, but the enemies are on their way. Truly, they spring up wherever we go. I'm becoming quite tired of them. They're a government organization, after all. They have manpower and skill, though I'm inclined to agree with the Count.
You mean Twilight's here? No, we worked so hard to get here. How did they find out about this place?
We'll think about that later. Right now, we need to focus on figuring out a way to get out of this moldy tomb.
Are you sure you weren't mishearing? The Queen guaranteed our safety. Twilight shouldn't be able to harm us.
It must mean that they want to deal with us so badly that they're ignoring those orders. No, we're merely an afterthought. Twilight's true target has always been Miss Cardia. Aren't you the popular one?
That doesn't make me happy at all.
Oh, is this all the same? Yep. We can't let you carry away our princess without our permission, little guy.
Right before Finis touches me, someone grabs me from behind and pulls me back. The powerful arms lift me with ease, and whoever it is jumps backward. This feeling, this presence. Thank you, Lupin. I lift my face and see a familiar smile.
It's a gentleman's job to rescue a damsel in distress. There's no way I wouldn't rush to save our precious girl from danger.
He gently lets me down and glares over at Finis.
Well, well, our hero has arrived. Was Twilight unable to stop you? As luck would have it, our group is made up of some pretty ridiculous misfits. We can't be stopped so easily. This is troublesome. I'm beginning to question our organization's effectiveness if we can't even handle a few individuals.
He giggles, not looking troubled at all.
And why are you here? My sister and I were in the middle of an important conversation. An important conversation, you say? The revelation that she's not human and is man-made?
What? How does he know? He answers my question by plucking an object from my hat.
Our imbecile of an engineer made this device himself. I'm sorry, but we heard everything. It's a good thing you were wearing it in case we got separated.
They heard that I'm not human, why I'm called a monster. They heard it all. I'm suddenly overcome by the feeling that I can't stay near Lupin anymore, and I automatically try to get away from him.
And what's the big deal? Yes, I'm surprised that she isn't human, but she's still the same Cardia.
Lupin pulls me back towards him. The fact that he feels this way about me makes me so happy.
And she's with me right now. This gentleman thief isn't about to let someone steal a prize from under his nose. Cardia, what do you want to do? Do you want to go with him? You decide.
I am a man-made monster. I might not be able to have a functioning life with other people, but still. Lupin, you took my hand. I'm not going to let go.
Good answer. I don't have any intention of letting you go in any case. So, looks like you've been turned down, Finis. What's next?
His loud and gleeful laughter fills the room. His shoulders shake with mirth, and his eyes glitter with joy.
Sister, you're so stupid. I was giving you the opportunity to rise up to meet Father's expectations. Fine, it's not that I personally wanted to help you anyway. I was just respecting Father's wishes. I didn't want to disappoint his spirit no matter what. But never mind.
Finis tugs on a chain around his neck and pulls a faintly glowing pendant from under his shirt. That glow, that color, in a flash I understand everything. That is an object that goes along with the horologium in my chest. I have a bad feeling and back away a few steps without thinking.
Sister, I'm going to release you. Don't think we'll just let you do as you please.
Lupin takes an aggressive stance. Then I suddenly feel dizzy and lose my footing. Lupin catches me before I fall.
It's not over yet. We don't know the full extent of the terrorist attack, and we still need to cure your poison, Cardia. This is just the beginning.
Lupin's voice is soft, but filled with resolve. I look up and see countless versions of me that never were. Why did they never skip this part? I always read it anyway, just in case. They have no expressions on their faces and simply stare out blankly. For some reason, they look sad to me. What am I? If what Finis said is true, and I was created by Father, then why? For what purpose was I made? Finis. I wonder if he was like me, or was he something else entirely? The only person who knows that is dead. I walk over to him and gently close his eyes. The least I can do for him is a send-off. If Lupin hadn't taken me away all that time ago, I never would have known about this place. I wouldn't have met any of my new friends. I would have remained alone. Lupin stole me from the soldiers because he had a purpose, but he saved me. He gave me so much experience and knowledge, and so many memories. Lupin said that if I stayed, I would be a clue to get close to Isaac. I wasn't any use to you after all. I'm sorry, Lupin. And thank you. I start walking away and never look back again.
Really, Lupin didn't catch her leaving.
That's surprising to me. Chapter 9. Forgiveness for the Past. I slowly walk alone through a dense forest. It has already been several days since I left St. Germain's mansion in London. I boarded a train and took several carriage rides. Right now, I'm headed for my old mansion in Wales, where I had lived previously. I haven't set foot in that place since I went to London. I thought about where I should go to investigate the mysteries of my origin. The first place to come to mind was the mansion where I remember waking up. I take a look around the forest. This place doesn't exactly evoke many good memories. I think back to that day when the children came to explore my mansion. Back then, hearing the children's voices had been new and exciting to me. I wanted to talk to them and chase after them as they ran away through the woods. Then I arrived at a small village, and then I haven't been back to that village since. There is no way I could show my face to people there who hate and fear me, particularly Eddie. Because of what happened that day, I ended up killing Elaine, Eddie's mother. That's why, to be perfectly honest, I don't even want to come back to this part of the world. But I need to get rid of this poison and find out why I was created. I had to come here in order to gather clues. That's what I tell myself. But a part of me questions why I even need to find out the reason for my creation. I saw all those failed versions of myself in that underground facility. That's what I am. A true monster. That's all there is to it. No matter what I find out here, it doesn't change the fact that I killed a woman, or that I'm a monster. I stop in my tracks, then hastily shake my head to clear it of these thoughts. I didn't come here to feel sorry for myself over bad memories. I'll stop after I've figured out everything there is to know. I should hurry on to the mansion. I mutter to myself and start walking again. I continue to march through the forest, and eventually the sun begins to set. Beyond the dense screen of trees, I can see the mansion where I woke up. That place where I spent those 2 years acting and feeling like a hollow shell. The mansion hasn't changed at all since the night I was taken from it. The plants around it are mostly the same. It feels like it's been years since the last time I saw this building. but I realize now that it has only been a few short months since I left. I don't miss it, but I feel hesitant to leave the sun-kissed world outside and set foot in that mansion. But still, I'm no longer the girl who used to live here, the girl who didn't know anything. I didn't come back here to spend the rest of my life alone. I push aside the memories of the past that bubble to the surface and enter the mansion. The sounds of nocturnal wildlife drift in through the broken windows. The moonlight is cold, its light shining into the deserted building, accentuating the empty loneliness. After spending a while exploring the mansion, I realize that night has fallen. I take a walk through the hall and dining room. This used to be my home, and I'm familiar with everything here. Nothing strikes me as new or different. I guess all that's left is my room. I slowly look around the hall. Everywhere I've looked so far remains unchanged since that day. Aside from the footprints of the soldiers who broke in, there is no trace that anyone else has been inside. The damage and decay in the mansion seem very eerie to me now. It's something that I had never given any thought to before. Even the quiet, which I had been so used to, causes a ripple in my heart. My heart refuses to go back to the way it had been before. That's what it feels like. I've never felt this lonely when I had been living by myself. Is it because I've been with Lupin and the others for so long? Meeting all of them has probably changed me. Those lively, fun days living with them, where they treated me not as a monster or a doll, but as a girl. They changed me. All the more reason I can't go back there. They saw proof that I was a monster. They all got a direct look at those failed versions of me filling that laboratory. If it made Lupin treat me as a monster, it would make me so incredibly sad and tear my heart to pieces. I walk along soberly and realize that I've arrived in front of a particular room. Okay, and before we go into that room and get any further into things here, I'm going to end this episode, and we'll continue on part 3 of Lupin's Route tomorrow. I hope to see you in my future videos, and I'd be so grateful for any likes, comments, subscriptions, or shares with your friends to show some support. Thank you so much for joining me, and I wish you all health, happiness, and safety. Dirili signing out. Bye-bye, everybody.